this evening. And if you would like to get more of my business tips and training and get on my email, please visit debbiesardone.com/free tips, and please join my email list. And I would really appreciate it if any of you listening, either on the replay or listening live this evening, if you would just, you can just tap on the little people button in the far right-hand corner of your screen and share this broadcast. Stumble on, please follow me, and also please share. Hey, Lisa. Giorgio 130, thanks for joining me. I'm going to do a quick broadcast about selling your service or selling what you do. Sessions, oh boy, Elite Cleaning, good to see you. It's moving so fast. And give me some hearts, guys. Super happy that I am able to catch you live. Why, thank you, Ms. Banks. I appreciate that. Who is this? Do I know you? Do you own a cleaning service? If you own a cleaning service, please type that in. Or if you want to tell me where you're from in the world, I'd love to hear from you. Also, a lot of times your handles don't really tell me who you are. My handle tells people who I am, but some people's handles don't. So type in your name, if you would, into the chat so I can welcome you and I can acknowledge you. Pink is great. Thank you so much. I wear a lot of pink. Always there. Housekeeping, Illinois. Good to have you. Gosh, gee whiz. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and we need to block a few crazies. It's such a shame that crazy people ruin these periscopes, but thanks, everybody. I'm going to be scoping pretty quickly because I'm actually here at the Four Seasons Hotel in Irving, Texas, and I'm here for a meeting with some ladies. And so I've got a few minutes, and I knew I hadn't had a chance to scope today because I was on Nana duty with that brand new newborn that I showed you guys yesterday. Amazon better than Walmart. That's true. So I made the comparison, whether you're a business consultant, whether you are a cleaning service, which is what I own. Hey there, hey mom. Whether you are, whether you sell a product or a service, it doesn't matter what business you are in. Corpus Christi, good to have you on my broadcast. No matter what business you are in, unless you're Walmart, which most of us are not, certainly even in your own industry. Thanks for always being in such a good, helpful mood. Oh, you're welcome. Unless you're Walmart, you really have no business trying to compete on price. And what struck a chord with me this morning is I had a business meeting with some people, and I went to, hello from Turkey. I went to a local breakfast place, and I'd never actually been to before because it was quite pleasant, and it was centrally located to my other offices, so the meeting place was very convenient for us. So Girl Scouts can't sell on Walmart. So we just went there for the convenience of the location. We got inside, we sat down, I'm looking over the menu, and the waitress said, hey, would you like the special? And she pointed to the special. I was about to order off the menu, and I hadn't even noticed the special. And I looked up there, and it's like, oh my goodness. And it also included potatoes, like hash browns or forget what those other kinds of potatoes are called that are just chunks of potatoes. And so it was this huge breakfast. Thank you. It was a huge breakfast for $3.99. And now, if you're not in the U.S., you may not quite get this, but that price is ridiculous. That price is ridiculously low. $3.99? How the heck do they pay their bills? How do they keep the lights on and the equipment maintained and pay the insurance and pay the staff and pay the manager to manage the place when they're selling breakfast for $3.99? I wouldn't have batted an eyelash. I wouldn't have thought, wow, they're expensive. Now, maybe if it was $20 or $15, I might have thought it was a little high. But I would not, if they had charged nearly double, I would never have thought that was expensive. And people don't go to that restaurant because they're thinking, oh, let's go there. They only charge $3.99 for breakfast. That's not why they go. And especially somebody who's already in their doors. I'm already in their doors. Why are you only charging me $3.99 to sit there for 2 hours and use your free Wi-Fi and have my meetings and drink bottomless cups of coffee, which is what people do, which you buy 1 cup of coffee and you have refills of it. It was cooked right, and there was plenty of stuff on the plate. And they gave this ridiculously low price. And my feeling is they think that's what keeps customers back in their door. That's what they think, that low price is going to create customer loyalty. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to go back to that restaurant because of the price. And I'm not going to continue to go to a restaurant that I don't like if the price is low. In other words, the price isn't why I went, and the price isn't why I will go back. And the price won't keep me going back if something was wrong. They expected time in over and over consistently. And that's what's going to create loyalty. Yes, I will go back there. There was nothing wrong with Welcome Simply Pure Home. Glad you're here. There was nothing wrong with the food. The service was fantastic. They were very friendly. The manager came by our table and greeted us, asked us if everything was okay, told us he hoped we would be back. He gave us this personal invitation to come back. The waitress was very attentive. She kept coming to our table, refilling our coffees. There was nothing wrong with it. It was clean. They were friendly. They were attentive. It was a very good place for a central location for a meeting for my offices that are over in that area. I have 3 offices in that vicinity. I will go back because it was a good experience and because the location was convenient. I will go back if I remember that they even exist. But I'm not going to go back because, I can get a $3.99 breakfast. And that's not why people are loyal to you, because of your price. And that's not what's going to draw people in. Now, if he wanted to use that as some kind of a draw to get new customers, maybe he does some advertising the next town over. Okay, it would make sense for him to maybe do some advertising in Flower Mound, do some flyers or some postcard mailers, and maybe advertise that his $7.99 breakfast is only $3.99 with this coupon. And so make it a deal to get new bodies in the door. But just to have a sign in the restaurant that tells people after they've made the decision to go there, oh, by the way, surprise, your meal is dirt cheap. Well, that's silly. I don't know how they can stay in business with $3.99 meals. And so I'm loyal to his business, and I don't believe it. Now, he could still be maybe a little cheaper than everybody else. There's an IHOP right down the street, and maybe they have a typical $9.99 breakfast. Fine, he could be $7.99 and be a couple of dollars cheaper if he felt like his price was a draw. But honestly, very few people, unless your prices are outrageous, and I don't advocate being ridiculously priced, then people will think, what are you, crazy? And they won't come back. But if your prices are reasonable, then no one will have a problem with the prices that you charge. And it would be reasonable for him to charge double what he charged for that breakfast. That would be reasonable. That wouldn't offend anybody. Now, if toast and potatoes, then I would have had a very high expectation. If he charged triple what his competitors charged, then he better knock my socks off, or I won't go back, because I'll feel like, wow, that wasn't worth it. I won't feel like I got a good value for my money. It's not that I can't afford a $15.99 breakfast, but I don't want a $7.99 breakfast for $15. So, you can't overprice, because if you do, you better have something very special and very different that makes you worth the price you charge. So if he wanted to charge $15.99 for a breakfast and have people not feel like it was a ripoff, he'd have to have a whole bunch of things, like include the coffee, include the orange juice, include fresh fruits and consistency. Loyal customers. He's trying to build that on price, and that's not necessary. It will hurt your business because it takes a lot of money to stay in business these days, and you don't need to compete on price if everything else is good. It doesn't even have to be perfect, okay? Now, if his bathrooms were dirty and his staff was lousy and his food tastes crummy, then he probably would need to price everything at $3.95, but that wasn't the case. The bathrooms were clean, the staff was attentive, there was plenty of staff to keep up with the customers. The food came out quickly. The food tastes delicious. There was nothing wrong with the experience. So there's no reason for this guy to be competing on price. But most of us are not Walmart. We are just trying to get ahead in our business. We're trying to be a great service for a great value. So we don't need to be the cheapest game in town. If you own a cleaning service, you should not be the cheapest service in town unless you're kind of the crummiest service in town, and then you should be cheap. If you have nothing to offer, if you don't do background checks on your staff, if you don't supply the equipment and the products, if you don't have insurance to protect the customer, fine, then be the cheapest price. But if you're a professional and you have insurance and you are bonded and you do screen your staff and you do provide the equipment and you do have a money-back guarantee, then you also deserve to price the jobs at what you're worth. Looking for this morning, I was looking for a clean, decent place to have a meeting with free Wi-Fi and some decent food and halfway decent service. That was all I wanted. I certainly didn't need it for like half the price of what a breakfast should cost. So I hope this helps. Go and check out your pricing and make sure you're not undercharging, because it's kind of hard to grow in business if you're not charging what you're worth. And make sure you're not trying to compete on price. Good luck, everybody. I hope this was helpful. Make sure you follow me on Periscope. Follow Debbie Sardone on Periscope. Please share my scopes on your social media. And if you would, sign up for my email list. Go to DebbieSardone.com/free tips. Thanks, guys. Maybe make it more of a buffet. That wasn't what he does. He simply is trying to build loyalty and build a customer consistency, loyal customers. He's trying to build that on price, and that's not necessary. It will hurt your business because it takes a lot of money to stay in business these days, and you don't need to compete on price if everything else is good. It doesn't even have to be perfect, okay? Now, if his bathrooms were dirty and his staff was lousy and his food tastes crummy, then he probably was... the food came out quickly, the food tastes delicious. There was nothing wrong with the experience. So there's no reason for this guy to be competing on price. It drove me crazy. And I told the person at the meeting, I'm going to share this on my Periscope, stop competing on price unless you're Walmart. If you're Walmart, that is your shtick. That is what you do. You compete on price. But most of us are not Walmart. We are just trying to get ahead in our business. We're trying to be a great service for a great value. So we don't need to be the cheapest game in town. If you own a cleaning service, you should not be the cheapest service in town unless you're kind of the crummiest service in town, and then you should be cheap. Or fine, then be the cheapest price. But if you're a professional and you have insurance and you are bonded and you do screen your staff and you do provide the equipment and you do have a money-back guarantee, then you also deserve to price the jobs at what you're worth. People don't expect you to be the cheapest game in town. So I hope that helps. Stop competing on price. That is not what people are looking for. They're looking for what they want and what they need. What was I looking for this morning? I was looking for a clean, decent place to have a meeting with free Wi-Fi and some decent food and halfway decent service. That was all I wanted. I certainly didn't need it for like half the price of what a breakfast should cost. So I hope this helps. Go and check out your pricing and make sure you're not Periscope. Please share my scopes on your social media. And if you would, sign up for my email list. Go to DebbieSardone.com/free tips. Need it for like half the price of what a breakfast should cost. So I hope this helps. Go and check out your pricing and make sure you're not undercharging, because it's kind of hard to grow in business if you're not charging what you're worth. And make sure you're not trying to compete on price. Good luck, everybody. I hope this was helpful. Make sure you follow me on Periscope. Follow Debbie Sardone on Periscope. Please share my scopes on your social media. Thanks, guys. DebbieSardone.com/free tips. Thanks, guys.